exercise. As soon as you see this video, enter your salary in the comment section below before you continue watching. Go on, enter your salary. Now, I'm waiting for you people. Don't waste my time. I'm waiting for you to enter your salary. Exactly. Me too, I'm rolling my eyes at you because I don't want to know what you earn either, which is funny because many companies want to know exactly what you earn before they hire you. And that's where today's gist starts. Salary transparency. Is it a good idea or a absolute disaster? One time, let me give you gist. I applied for a job and the organization insisted I submit my payslip from my previous employee. And I remember thinking, Maka, why? Because isn't my salary supposed to be confidential? If you've already advertised a role and you already know the budget for that role, what exactly are you doing with my previous payslip? Are you planning to pay me more than your budget? Probably not. Are you trying to figure out how little you can get away with paying me less? Maybe. I don't know. Tell me if I'm overthinking it though. Because when I initially refused, it almost started feeling like the employment itself was becoming dependent on whether I released the payslip or not. Eventually, I had to give in because I needed a job. But till today, I still don't understand that logic. Now, here is where it gets funny for me. You collect somebody's payslip from their previous employee. You know exactly what they earned. Then you hire them. Then suddenly you tell them that your salary is confidential. Please hold on. So salary transparency is okay when it benefits the company, but salary confidentiality is important when it benefits the company. The math is not mathing. Which brings me to the big question. Is salary transparency actually a good thing? Or will it actually destroy an organization the way everybody puts it? One time when I worked somewhere, a former staff became very upset because I got promoted and eventually got the same salary level as him. Now, I was waiting for a strong argument or why he was angry. Maybe I was underperforming. Maybe I wasn't qualified enough, or maybe, some processes were skipped and they favored me by promoting me. But nothing like that though. His issue was simply that I came into the organization after him. In his mind, salary should be tied to longevity, as in I've been here longer, therefore I should earn more than Nnenna. And I found that interesting because that's not always how workplace works. Or is that how you people work in your place? Like you only promote people based on how long they've worked there. I've never seen that before. Sometimes people come in with different skills. That's what I think. Sometimes they negotiate better. Sometimes they create more value. Sometimes somebody is simply hired into a different level. And the funniest part is that particular guy was in finance. I'm not shading finance department though, but this same finance department is responsible for salary schedule and payroll, which got me thinking, maybe salary transparency is not as straightforward as people even think that it's supposed to be, right? Hear me out. Let's be honest. HR knows that you're earning this salary. Finance knows that you earn this salary. Somebody always knows. The payroll will not process itself or prepare itself. So when people say salary should be completely confidential, I always laugh because who is it confidential to exactly? Like who? Because there are already people inside this organization who knows. Like I've said, even management knows. Some auditors even know what you earn. So the big question becomes, how do these people handle this information? Do you people, like in finance or in HR, go through like a special training where you're supposed to keep it private? Or do you become immune to things like this? Or do you simply learn not to even care what other people like? Is there like a course that you people do that actually makes you professional enough? Because I genuinely want to know so that I can probably tell the people in Numa to apply for that kind of, that kind of course or training. Let me say something that might get me into trouble. One time, a friend of mine was setting up a company and discussing salary structure. So he shared it with me. And I advised him, I was like, guy, HR and finance should be reasonably well compensated, not because they are more important than everyone else, but because they are constantly exposed to everyone's earnings. Imagine being the person processing payroll every month. You know who earns what, you know who got promoted, you know who got increments, you know who got bonus, you know who negotiated better, you know everything. That requires some level of maturity. And I don't think there are some people that have that kind of maturity no matter what department they are in. So maybe compensation should reflect that responsibility. Or maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. Tell me. Do you think HR and finance should naturally earn more, or should they simply just mind their business and focus on their work and it's not their problem? They negotiated, they should stick to their salary. I genuinely want to know your opinion about this. So now let's talk about the one that causes real problems. Two people, they're in the same level, the same office, the same team, same responsibility, and then yet one person earns more than the other person. Why? Because maybe the person negotiated better than the other person. This is where I feel salary should be more transparent, right? Because I personally believe organizations should have salary bands. They should have some sort of level, structure, ranges, sometimes something that people can actually see, that people can actually understand. Because if two people are doing essentially the same thing, and one is being paid significantly less than the other person because they didn't negotiate well. Well, my own opinion, it doesn't sit well by me, and that's not transparency. That just looks like you're taking advantage of that person that didn't negotiate better. And the truth is, people will eventually find out. People talk. They always find out. Maybe not today, maybe not next month, but eventually somebody will talk. It will slip out of somebody's mouth. You might even be printing out your pay slip from the printer, and then somebody will forget, and then the person goes to pick it up and pick up a document and see that you earn more than them and they're doing the same work, they're in the same level as you. And when that kind of thing happens, resentment starts. You just find out that one agile guy that is all about the work is now very chilled and like, whatever they want to do in this business. So those are the kind of issues that I believe that can happen. I actually think salary transparency is a good idea. Not necessarily announcing the salary on one big giant board. I'm not saying that, but people should understand the structure you've put in place in your company. They should know what level they are on. They should know what qualifications are required to move up, what achievements are required for you to get more salaries, and what growth looks like within the organization. What the next band looks like. Those are the kind of things that people need to understand. What is expected before a salary review is considered. That kind of transparency removes a lot of suspicion, because when people don't understand how salaries are determined, they start creating their own explanations, and trust me, those explanations are usually worse than the truth. So tell me, do you want your salary to remain completely confidential within your organization? And if yes, is it because you negotiated very well? Or is it because you feel that you're being underpaid, so you're kind of embarrassed and you don't want people to know your salary? Or do you think transparency is better so nobody feels cheated? Another question I want to ask is, if HR and finance already knows everybody's salary, what exactly are we protecting by keeping everyone else in the dark? I genuinely want to know what you think. So, my office stalkers, drop your comments. Let's have a conversation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, see ya. And this is Office Talks with Nnenna Madu, where the boardroom meets the break room. And you already know that the gist is brutally honest. See ya. Bye. This episode is proudly supported by Life Friends, your #1 intergenerational mobile app, coming soon on iOS and Android device. For collaboration and partnership on Office Talks with Nnenna Madu, please send us an email on nnennamaduabum@gmail.com. See ya.